Very important episode.
It is.
Good afternoon. It's Robert and Julia Miller with the J. Patel Group and Rethink Real Estate with another exciting real estate update.
Very exciting. Woo!
What episode?
Episode 75.
Yeah. Now we'll start counting down to 100.
It's a bit of a milestone for us, so we're excited about that.
Are we giving away a car or something?
No, we're not.
No? Even a little one?
Yeah, exactly. A little matchbox.
Need more subscribers.
Enter your name below. You never know what we'll send you. We'll give you a house. Might be a little Barbie house or Lego house or something.
Something. A stick-on, a magnet house that you can put on your fridge.
Yeah.
All right, let's get rolling. You got a joke for us?
I do.
I can't wait.
Why are dogs bad storytellers?
I don't know. Why are dogs bad storytellers?
Because they only have one tail.
You've been peeking into my dad joke book, haven't
Yes.
you? Yeah, that was a good one. Okay.
What about you?
I may look normal, but I talk to animals and wait for a response.
They do respond. I take slight offense to that.
I thought you might relate to it.
I do, a little too well.
All right, a little bit of history real quick before we move into some real estate news. 1990, the shuttle carrying the Hubble Space Telescope launches April 24th of 1990.
1990.
That far exceeded the expectations.
It did.
And considering when they set it up, they got it out there, set it up, turned it on, and it was blurry. And
Right,
they went,
like,
oh no.
oh no.
And they fixed it.
And what they do, there was something.
They added, I think they added another lens over top of it. It was like putting a pair of glasses on the Hubble
Right, it was just.
telescope. Yep. Amazing, some of the shots that telescope has provided.
Man, for sure.
1859, work begins April 25th on Egypt's Suez Canal.
Wow, 1859. That's some historical history, that's for sure.
Well, let's go back even farther.
Oh.
1689, Isaac Newton's Principia Mathematica on the laws of motion is published. 1686. That guy was really smart.
Yes, he was. Yeah, yes, he was.
Yeah. Finally, even farther back, 1429, on April 29th, Joan of Arc leads France to victory over the English at Orleans.
Wow.
Quite a woman.
Joan of Arc, yes, she was. Yes, she was. Burned at the stake. But we won't get into that.
No, let's not get into that part.
So this week we're going to cover, as usual, we cover economic, housing, and regulatory news as it pertains to real estate and the real estate market. This week we're focusing on inflation and what it's doing on the buyer side primarily. So hang tight.
Interest rates, I think you got to throw that in too. It's kind of a combination between the two.
And what interest rates are doing to the real estate market. Yeah, absolutely.
As well as the inflation.
Yep.
Okay, well, economic news is just a regurgitation of what we've been going through, so I'm not going to bore everybody to death with that. Needless to say, the attempt or the plan to reduce the inflation issue that we're at is having a major impact on all of the economy, along with not only inflation, but the war in Ukraine.
Yes.
It's getting dirtier and dirtier and more saber rattling going on, so it's not a good situation. And then the fuel shortages, and again, this has a lot to do with the war and not getting gas from Russia, and
Right.
it's a downer for the market, and as a result, last week stocks plummeted after Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said the central bank is committed to raising rates as much as 50 base points next month to tame inflation. It's absolutely essential to restore price stability, he said. The Dow slipped 400 points. And the NASDAQ fell 2%. That was last week.
That was last week.
Just today, the Dow dropped 809 points, and the NASDAQ dropped 514. Wow. Ouch.
That's because they started using the WW3 phrase.
Yeah, we've been hearing the WW3
tossed around a little bit, and mostly by Russia. But it's concerning, you know, and it has everyone a little bit on pins and needles a little bit.
And the market making so many things affecting the stock market and making it very skittish. So not good news to report on that front, unfortunately. So let's move on to some housing news. More down news. We do have some up news, don't we? A little bit. This isn't going to be a total joy kill, is it?
It's a little dicey.
All right,
today.
hang with us. Buyers are growing grim as prices and rates rise. 67% of active home buyers in 2022 have spent upward of 3 months searching for a home. That can be very frustrating.
It's taking a while sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, compared to fewer than 60% in pre-pandemic. The share planning to give up searching for at least a year has risen from 20% in the second quarter of 2021 to 25% in the first quarter of 2022. So that's not huge, 5%, but still, you got about 5% of potential home buyers throwing their hands up and going, I'm just going to back out and wait. That according to IOnHousing.com.
There's some interesting tools right now. I mean, we're hearing the stories, of course, they're being beat out by cash buyers. They're being beat out by appraisal waivers and, you know, things like that, that buyers are coming to the table and being turned away on their offer.
Well, they're buyers being extremely aggressive in order to beat those offers out.
What I would say is there are tools out there. Give us a call if that's been your struggle or if you're afraid that will be your struggle. There are some tools out there to make you a cash buyer, or maybe you have a home to sell currently, and there are tools out there, there are companies out there that help bridge that gap and allow you to move on to your next house without selling your first house. Just put it out that way. And even without showing my cards too much.
And going in with a contingency offer, you can avoid, you know, going up against a cash offer and you're contingent. It makes it very, very difficult.
Yeah, so the seller's like, there's some risk there. There's too much risk. You still have to sell your home. So I'll go with buyer B. Buyer B doesn't have a home to sell.
Right, but there are tools, to your point, that can help you get around that. So give us a call if you'd like more information about that. Okay. Other buying news, HOAs block investors. This is very interesting. Homeowners associations are trying to thwart investor buying homes as rentals, citing lower property value and the families prevented from buying. Critics charge elitism. State legislatures are debating how much power HOAs have, and I know you have an opinion about this. Investor purchases accounted for nearly 20% of home purchases in 2021, that according to Realtor.com.
Well, in general, 20%, first of all, is not a big number to me. If we were 40 or something, or even over 30, I think it might be a little First of all, and then second of all, I don't think HOAs are going to be given that power. I don't think they want that power. They have enough going on. They have enough things with making sure people are pulling their weeds, pulling their garbage cans in, not parking on the street, painting their house.
So you're thinking enforcement, HOA taking the burden of enforcing this is not a good idea?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And then secondly, let's not paint the investors completely bad. The investors buy homes that can be rented out by people that can't afford to buy right now, or maybe don't want to buy now, so they want to rent. Or need to rent for whatever reason. Maybe they know that they're only going to be here in the area 2 years because that's a job assignment or something. You know, our oldest daughter and her husband have moved, I don't know how many times, probably 4 times in the past 5 years, just numbers off the top of my head. And that's because he's moved around in his job and they've bought homes and they've sold. Well, not everybody wants to buy and sell. It's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you know, that's a good point. Investors pay the same tax everybody else does,
Yeah.
the same HOA fees. They're required to keep the homes up just like
Exactly.
everybody else. So,
yeah.
in that regard, they're exactly the same. And with some of the things that we're going to talk a little more about, it's looking a little like a slowdown with everything that's going on in the economy and with interest rates, inflations, high home appreciation. It's going to slow the market down some.
Yeah.
And these
We're
investors,
going to need rentals.
yeah, we're going to need
mean,
rentals, and we're going to need buyers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you got to think about it from that side of it, looking at it a little longer term.
We'll
may
pick on the
need
investors
those
again in a
investors.
minute. But right now,
Yeah, so,
in this regard, yeah, I don't think we should pick too hard.
yeah. So, we'll see. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Regulatory news, taming inflation. Again, we're just kind of reiterating
It's the
that
same
the
record
Fed
playing
Chairman
over and
Jerome
over.
Powell, he said the central bank is committed to raising rates as much as 50 basis points next month to tame inflation. It's absolutely essential to restore price stability.
Probably next month and the following month.
Well, let's see. I think we
May-
might
May
skip a
and
month
June?
before the next meeting because they have 6 and we have 8 months left. They have 8 months left, and they have six
more.
meetings. They just had one,
Well-
5. They have 5 more meetings in 8 months.
Okay.
So however that falls,
Right.
but yeah, you could see a half a point every one of those meetings.
Yeah, that's
So-
kind of what we're anticipating.
Yeah. So, interesting conflict here of one story says one thing and one says another. So, according to Mortgage Bankers Association, mortgage applications decreased 5% the week ending of April 15th. Purchase
Okay.
applications dropped 3%. Refinance applications fell 8%, or more than 68% since April 2021. Concerns about inflation and U.S. monetary policy push Treasury yields higher and rates increase for all loan types.
Okay.
Now you have a bit of an opposite story, right?
Yeah, my story from NAR, National Association of Realtors, says that buyers are probably going to be rushing before we get those rate hikes.
Oh, so you
before
think it's a timing thing?
Yeah, it's a timing
Okay.
thing, I think. Yeah.
Well, this is for this week. This is actually for week ending April 15th. So I think we have 2 different sides of the coin here.
Two different sides of the coin.
Yeah, what Mortgage Bankers Association is seeing and what you're seeing there from Realtor.com, right? Or CoreLogic.
And Freddie Mac too.
And
There's
Freddie
some
Mac,
reports
okay.
from both. CoreLogic is Real Estate Research Fund, and Freddie Mac's Freddie Mac.
Okay.
So, you ready for this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So last week, of course, we talked about buyers probably having to adjust the price of home that they're looking for by about $40,000. Not great news, but inflation is affecting all of us. It's affecting our monthly spending. And if your monthly spending is up by a few $100s, then your amount that you have available for housing is going to be down those few $100s.
Yep.
So what else, and we kind of alluded to this last week, is closing costs. Closing costs are rising too. With the price of home rising, then the price of the closing costs will rise too. So what are those numbers? What are
exactly?
closing costs?
Why are those rates going up?
Yeah, well, here we go. Average closing costs for a single family home rose by 13.4% last year, according to CoreLogic, a real estate research firm. That equates to about, and these numbers are skewed because remember this is national, but we'll get to Arizona on the state level. That equates to $6,905, including transfer taxes, and $3,860 when transfer taxes are excluded. And we don't have a transfer tax
So we
here in
would fall
Arizona.
into the 3860
So,
bucket.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we're pretty close to that. I've got some numbers here to
Okay.
give you. But home buyers now are also facing higher borrowing costs from mortgage rates and higher home prices. The 30-year fixed rate mortgage averaged 5.11 last week, according to Freddie Mac. Since the beginning of the year, mortgage rates have jumped 1.8 percentage points, which added about $400 towards the average monthly mortgage payment.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so we knew that. So if you're buying a home, there, according to this table here of average closing costs by state in Arizona for $409,930, let's just say, you can count on or about at an average of 1.2% for closing costs.
For closing cost, okay.
So that's $4,701.
Some of that's HOA fees.
Yep.
Of course, your escrow fee, title insurance.
Escrow and title insurance.
Yeah,
Those are the big ones.
Transfer fees.
Yep. And then mortgage costs too.
Mhm.
Mortgage costs on top of that. Find out from your mortgage provider what their fees are up front. You know, let them know. They usually, once you've got a budget for how much you're spending, they can give you a good faith estimate. So.
Okay, well, nothing new to report on acceleration of home appreciation and prices, but just reiteration from a couple other sources. This is a National Association of Realtor article from CoreLogic. The Case-Shiller Home Price Index accelerates 19.8% in February alone. Home prices rose at a surprising accelerated pace of 19.8% year over year in the past 3 months. In Phoenix, we are leading the nation with a searing rate of 32.9%.
That is just
And that's the
astounding.
number that matched up with what we reported last week.
Yeah.
The rapid pace of price appreciation indicates that demand is still heavily outweighing supply and that we are still in a seller's market. No surprise there.
Right.
The data lends credence to the argument that home buyers are trying to lock in at current mortgage rates before rates rise further to as high as 6% by year end. So this is kind of conflicting with what we are hearing from Mortgage Bankers Association. We're not seeing a rush, we're actually seeing a slowdown. So this is interesting to kind of correlate what an increase in the interest rate is going to do to your mortgage payment. If you use nationally a median sales price of $375,300 and with a mortgage rate of 5.11 and 10% down payment, the monthly mortgage is going to be $1,851. Okay, if we keep going by December with home prices just up 5% more,
That's pretty modest.
and that we'd have to slow down to hit that mark. Year over year in mortgage rates at 6%, so up less than a point, but still from 5.11 to 6%, the monthly mortgage payment rises to $2,025.
Right.
So about $175.
Yeah, $175. Yeah, almost. Yep.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
This is gonna be part of the slowdown because, a mortgage rate at 2025, you're gonna start reaching a point where it's just not gonna fit budget.
Now I can't afford it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said last week, house poor.
Yeah, people can't be house poor.
I can't afford that. I have to eat.
Yeah.
I can't just live someplace. I have to actually eat too.
You got car payments and kids to support.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
So. Did you want to go over some new construction first, or you want me to do rates and inventory? Or
well, you want to do the mixed use highlight that I
the
had?
trailhead.
Yeah, the trailhead. So
this is a little closer to home, 83rd and Happy Valley, so right down the road from us.
Yep. It's a mixed use center. It received the green light to build on 45 acres in Peoria. So that's great. Let's see. It's planned as an upscale lifestyle shopping center
Mm-hmm.
This
So
is-
there'll be some more commercial and retail. That's good.
This is northeast corner of Happy Valley and 83rd Avenue at the base of Sunrise Mountain Preserve. Project was expected to deliver in 2020. Obviously, it was delayed. Let's see here.
Due to pandemic.
Primarily, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see, you've got retail and restaurant space with Safeway. There's going to be a worship space, place-making amenities. I think that means it's kind of going to be like a park in the middle of it kind of
That's
thing.
the
like
rendition I
like
remember seeing, yeah.
A community
Yeah,
park
you don't
kind of
necessarily
thing.
go there just to shop. You go for an experience.
Right, kind of like Westgate.
Westgate
yeah,
type of
Westgate
thing,
has
yeah.
the fountains and that kind
Yeah.
of thing, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There is also going to be gated 3-story, 336 unit multifamily complex with rents potentially ranging from $1,900 to $3,000 a month.
And I
So
think that was a
that's
lot of
obviously
the pushback was
Probably being
the
rental
surrounding
homes, yeah.
communities not necessarily wanting apartment rentals so close to their home because of the fear that it will bring their home value down.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but they've got it through. They've got approval, so it sounds like that's going to move on as originally planned.
Yep, I don't see anything else to kind of pull out of that article.
Okay.
That's to me, it's good news that corner's undeveloped and just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, we could use some retail and commercial there. So,
There you go.
I think that's good. Traffic can be at times heavy through there, so that will probably be a concern.
Now we did hear about the development here off of Lone Mountain and El Mirage too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that anything's fully been approved through the
Right.
city yet. That's all
Yeah.
in planning stages. I
Mhm.
think the property has been purchased. Is all
Okay.
we know right now.
Okay, I've heard rumblings of a grocery store, another gas station,
Yeah.
up on the corner. It's on the corner of El Mirage and Lone Mountain, right?
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that'll be challenging too. They'll have to widen Lone Mountain a little bit, but that's all totally doable if the cows stay out of the neighborhood.
The rancher was here.
The rancher was here.
We
got
saw
the
a
cows.
video of the rancher herding the cows away. So
If you haven't heard of our cow problem out here, we have one.
Arizona's a free-range state, and
It is.
the cows have discovered that we have some amazing pastures,
We call them green spaces.
great shade,
Green grass and water comes on twice
water
a day.
comes on for them twice a day. It's just heaven, and the
It's
cows
just great.
have settled right in and are really enjoying it. Unfortunately, they're really
They're kind of tearing the place up.
tearing the
and-
place up and leaving a lot of cleanup, needless to say. And
Yeah.
so
And we're afraid one of them is going to get hit and somebody's
Well-
going to get injured in the car accident ensued by
Yeah,
that. And
it's
that's
just-
it's really not a good situation.
Not
it's
a
not
good
good
situation,
place for
you're
them
right.
to roam.
So maybe the rancher will get them back where they
Safely
belong,
where they
safely,
belong,
and
right.
everything will get back to normal.
Yes.
All right, moving on to rates. They are continuing to tick up slightly. The
Oh, yeah.
30-year went from 5.152 up to 5.367.
Ooh.
15-year went from 4.261 up to 4.457. Boy, I
Yes,
remember when the
okay.
15-year was at
Three.
2.65.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Remember that? VA is now at went from 4.797 and it did peak over 5 now at 5.032.
Okay.
Inventory continues to creep up. Valley-wide, we were at 5253. We've now moved up about over 500, 5,783. Peoria as well ticked up 151 up to 174, and Surprise went up a little bit too, 198 to 205.
Ah, okay.
Closer to
A little more
home
inventory.
trilogy. What's
I
that?
said a little more inventory. That's
Yeah,
all
a little
right.
more
That's
inventory,
okay.
a little more. We're seeing days on market are a little bit longer.
A little bit longer.
You know,
In some cases.
in some cases, yeah.
Yeah.
Closer to Home Trilogy at Vistanti has 15 homes available. That's
Okay.
quite a few for what we've been seeing this year.
Mm-hmm.
Most affordable, $424,999, and the most expensive, $1,095,000. We actually have 2 homes over $1 million listed, so it's becoming a bit of a regular occurrence
Becoming
in
a
Trilogy
thing.
to have homes over $1 million. Vistancia Village has 8 homes available. There are about 5 coming soon, though, so we'll see if those make it to active.
Okay.
Most affordable, $525,000. The most expensive, $900,000. That one at $1,195,000 did go under contract.
I heard that.
So we will see what that closes at. That'll be interesting. Blackstone Country Club has 4 available, $699,000 the most affordable, $3,200,000 still tops the list. May take a little
Beautiful
while
house.
to get that one moved. That's a very special home.
Yeah.
Cortabella has 5. Most affordable, $470,000. Most expensive, $1,055,000. Sun City Grand has 23. $403,000 the most affordable, $975,000 tops the list. Sun City West has 67. That's quite a few. $190,000 is the most affordable, $859,000 tops the list, and finally Westbrook Village has 8 homes available. That's quite a few for Westbrook Village. $399,900 is the most affordable, and $650,000 is the
Still a
most
tight market
expensive.
over there. Wow.
Yeah, still a very tight price market.
Give you a little bit of a new home build update for D.R. Horton out at Camino A Lago. They do have inventory homes coming and are available,
Right.
ranging from mid 600s to upper 600s. And the upper 600 is, so it's list price of $689,860, estimated finish time of February, March.
That's a multi-gen.
It's
Okay.
a multi-gen.
They're gonna
That's
be
what I
doing
was going to point
multi-gen.
out.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's a single level 3-car garage, 4-bedroom, 3-bath home. So very nice. Yeah.
Have you seen the floor plans on that? Is that multi-gen an actual kitchen, or is it a?
I believe it is an actual kitchen.
Wow, that'll be great, because
Yeah.
that's what people want. I mean, they like the multi-gen and a kitchenette, but they really would prefer if it's
Yeah, I believe
You know,
this one
another-
is. I will check for you.
a parent. The parent wants a full kitchen, so.
Yep.
Okay,
So they
interesting.
do have some of these spec homes that are ready as soon as August and September.
Right around the
that's-
corner.
That's good to know. And just to let you know, we also have a coming soon listing right around the corner from this. It is
That's
a
right.
resale home. We'll be doing an open house Friday and Saturday, 10 to 2. It is a 3-bedroom plus den home.
Right.
Lovely open den with wood look tile floors. Kitchen's highly upgraded cabinets, beautiful cabinets. It's a cluster home, so it's shared driveway home, but you have your own side yard. It has a pool. The community has a pool, playground.
I was
It's a
really
great
impressed
home.
with the amenities. I
Yeah.
got to do a complete walkthrough and get some good photos, and the pool is really nice. Hot tub, covered pavilion, barbecues, playgrounds, walking paths all
I'll
the way
link
through.
to it in the description of the
Yeah,
video, so you
huge
can go to it
green
and see.
spaces. It's really nice amenities.
Really nice
over
home.
there.
So yeah, D.R. Horton is offering some incentives up to $10,000 towards closing costs. $10,000 earnest money is due upon contract signing. They are saying no investors. You
Yes.
have to certify that
It's
this
like
is your
we-
primary home. So we're going
Right.
to pick on the investors again real quick.
Yeah, just as we talked about earlier.
Which, in some cases, I think it gives the first-time home buyers a chance a little bit. And it's usually for the first year, maybe 2 years. I don't know what their parameters are, but usually that's what it is.
We have seen closer to home here, one of the builders allowed investors at the new Mystic community, and investors came in and just gobbled up,
Yeah,
10 homes at a time.
they did. And we had
And,
a few buyers that were looking for specific houses that they had bought, and it was painful. It
Yeah,
was
and they
painful
either
for our
turned them in
buyers,
immediately
so.
to rentals, or as soon as they closed escrow, they immediately flipped them.
Right.
So at least they came back on the market that way, but still,
Right.
it wasn't very fair to primary home buyers. So
HOA fees in this new neighborhood by D.R. Horton are $165 per quarter, and they're not doing lotteries or drawings. It's
that's
just
pretty reasonable.
first come, first serve. Give us the check, pick out your lot.
Nice.
Yeah, or pick out your spec home. They try to sell by spec home.
Well, they'll do partials,
they'll do
right?
partials,
Yeah,
yeah.
they don't want to have construction carrying on forever.
No.
Each parcel, so they usually do them in blocks.
Yep. So that's it.
All right,
That's all
that's
I've
our
got.
report for this week. Everybody have a blessed week and a great weekend, and we will see you again next week.
See you next week.